Hello, this is Micheal W Ford. Today I'm going to discuss Luciferian philosophy, applying the philosophy to your life, and then the practice or the initial stages of initiation via magic. Luciferian magic, or as we also call it, adversarial magic, is essentially not so different from traditional left-hand path and magical definitions, including thelema. Magic is causing change in conformity with the will, in the most simplistic terms. Sorcery is also about commanding the will to achieve a goal, but it's usually centered around more short-term goals and more or less anchored in compassion, destruction, lust, for a point of simplicity. Once you begin applying the philosophy of Luciferianism, I'm going to talk about the framework of the 11 Luciferian points of power, published in Wisdom of Fosforo and available on the Greater Church of Lucifer website. Those who come into the GCLO are encouraged to really focus on the philosophy. There's a change dynamic that must occur before one will fully appreciate the experience and the insight and, very importantly, the results of Luciferianism. The first thing is you have to focus on one step at a time, taking those 11 points, really identifying where that fits in your life, observing what your greatest weaknesses are, things you want to change about yourself, things you want to improve on, things you want to accomplish, long-term goals, and then beginning to apply it consciously, daily. That means breaking habits that you probably have considered breaking for a long time. That's done by consciously thinking about how to not do that habit, to break it, to do it every single time, even when you're frustrated, even when you feel lazy. And then building consistently that new habit. If you do it for so long, you'll actually ingrain that into your psyche. It'll be unconscious. You'll do it every time. Always focus on that, because that's basically the foundation that will allow you to make greater change and an ascension towards personal inner power. There are different ways to approach and explore the Luciferian path. As I've said, you can do it as a philosophy. You might be very literal, atheistic. You'll still see amazing results, depending on your drive and determination. It's up to you. It's not up to any spirits or anything outside of yourself. Build your foundation beautifully and with strength and self-love to an extent, and you'll see yourself flourish. To explore the path is to understand that no matter how you approach spirituality, if you enter the circle or perform magic, you desire to perform magic, ceremonial magic that is, then do so with every ounce of your being and your entire intent and exhaustive focus in that period of time that you're performing. Magic, as I've said, is causing change in accordance with the will. That begins in your thoughts. Everything you do, conscious willed act, is one of magic. Atheists don't believe in anything else. Well, you can look at science and see Luciferianism is very much one-in-one with science, in the sense that we understand our brains create energy, our thoughts can change our existence. We use logic and reason to approach problems, solutions, and towards our magical understanding. Once you understand both, you don't have to believe in superstition. You can go forward. With approaching the path, do you want to establish a specific and long-term structure in your life of change, applying those 11 points? That won't be easy. But for the strong and the intelligent, it will be rewarding. Or do you want a spiritual initiation? Initiation is acquiring knowledge, experience. That's balanced with the philosophy of Luciferianism. I have 23 books, grimoires, gateways, if you will, towards avenues I've studied, practiced, and lived for years. I've devoted my life to the Luciferian path. And I hope that perhaps one of those works will inspire you to enter the path, if that's what you choose, to inspire your framework towards manifesting your desire. Feel free to adapt. Feel free to make it of yourself. Explore and go against the perceived natural order of things to then discover, when you work with magic, you work with the accordance of the will within the structure of nature. Nature is balanced, creates, destroys, it's predatory, it's prey, it's nourishing, and it's consuming. A great avenue to work in preparation for magical aspects or meditation is aromatic yoga. There are several different versions of aromatic yoga. You can look at Droga, Araminian Utrictino. That's the darker aspect of Persian sorcery, centered around Ahriman, the adversary, and the Archdevas. These powers are primal, but they elevate into a balance with the concept of Ahura Mazda. I'm destroying duality in a dualistic religion. Originally, there was not a dualism. It became dualism through development of that religion and through the needs of the people at the time. We are not those people at that time, but the framework and the language and the rich cloak that it provides is a framework for becoming through the path of apotheosis, something we discuss in the GCLO. You can take Dragon of the Two Flames and approach the 7 chakra centers, or aromatic yoga, from a specifically Leviathan, or ascending serpent, dragon, if you will, type of practice. Or you can take Casting the Circle of the Adversary, or of Cain, from the Grand Grimoire of Infernal Pacts, a updated ritual of casting the circle, invoking the Infernal Kings. All of these shall and perhaps inspire your magical attainment. Those in the GCL can complete Grade 0 workbook, available free for members. 2, possible entry into the Order of Phosphorus, a very serious order of magical science and left-hand path initiation. We have many suborders as well once you're a member of TOPH, or TOF. No matter what your path, I hope you can find the answers you seek, and these works will inspire a lifetime of accomplishments for you. Liberate, illuminate, apotheosis.